Ooga chaka, ooga ooga ooga
chaka,
ooga ooga ooga
chaka.
chaka.
I don't know what the hell that was, but okay.
I'm tired. I like I said, I'm exhausted. Barely any sleep. My mind has no thoughts, but we're gonna try anyway. I haven't been here in so long.
I know, but welcome everybody. Welcome Alvaro back, and everybody. Welcome you there, the viewer at home, back to the Stedl podcast.
What up?
You were just so enthusiastic. I tell you, you're serious, man.
I mean, very exhausted, but I'm here. I didn't want to cancel on you a third time.
Third time.
I know.
You turned my heart. You turned my heart.
I was like, so, bro. It was like 4 a.m. I'm like, I'll text him saying I'm gonna be late, like at 11. I'm like, nah, I won't. No,
that would have been okay. I wasn't ready anyways.
I texted him like 2 hours later. No, not 2 hours. Well, like 30 minutes later. Like, nah, never mind.
You said I accept my fate, and that made me have a little giggle. I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Bro, straight up, I've been at school more exhausted than this, so it's fine.
I mean, weirdly enough, back in high school, this is something I used to do. I would go to sleep for 2 hours, finish homework,
and then go to sleep for
go to sleep for 2 more hours, and then go forget to do more homework,
and then go to sleep,
and then wake up.
Oh my God!
In hindsight, that was terrible for my sleep pattern.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but from when I hear like experts are like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do like 8 solid hours of sleep. You should do like interchangeable like segments, like, oh, you sleep for a couple hours, you do something, sleep for another couple hours, you do something again.
Well, yes and no. It's okay to take naps, but typically they say a nap. They say anything before 4 o'clock is just gonna fuck up your sleep anyways. Like, don't do that.
Oof.
Oh, you've been doing that, haven't you?
I have not. Don't worry. I will do that on Friday for Record Store Day for sure. I'm probably gonna sleep at
that's different though, because we're gonna be waking up at a different time. So
yeah, I'm probably gonna hit the hay at 2. So when my dad gets home, I'm just gonna say happy birthday and then go to sleep.
I know. Next week we're gonna have.
Not next week. It's literally this week.
I know that it is this week. Why did I say next week?
You literally a week ago he tells me, oh. Record Store Day is less than a month. I text back, bro, it's next week.
He's not wrong.
You weren't
I'm
wrong.
a little tired too.
You weren't wrong, but you weren't right.
Yes, Record Store Day.
I'm excited.
We're gonna have so much to talk about on that because there's so many interesting releases. I mean, you're getting the Shrek soundtrack.
I'm getting the Shrek original score.
If they got that, oh no, it's the score. Oh, that's even more interesting.
I know, the original score, not the licensed one. I do want the licensed one eventually. That's like a thing I'm gonna try to do.
The licensed soundtrack by Shrek.
Yeah, for the Shrek movie.
So you want to support Smash Mouth and their COVID fake? I'm kidding with you. You can buy that if you want.
I'm supporting DreamWorks.
I know you're supporting DreamWorks.
Like, I don't know if that's any better or not, but
Eddie Vedder.
I don't know if that's any
what
better.
I heard. I was like, Eddie Vedder was he?
No, I don't know if that's any better.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. DreamWorks is a bunch of people who used to work for Disney, so I guess you're kind of fighting the system. I don't know.
We don't like Disney, but Big Hero 6 kind of fun.
I mean, Big Hero 6 was technically a Marvel property, but okay. Fair enough. It's mostly a Disney movie because they really changed it a lot from the comic book. It's not really the same at all.
Yeah. I wonder how we're going to transition to what we're doing because our subject is so far off.
Okay. Now that we have segued so far away from what the hell we were even going to talk about, today we are doing a segment called 2 EPs and an album.
Yeah.
Do we want to start with yours, Alvaro? I think they're very interesting.
All right, I guess we will start. For this, I made Andrew listen to one of my favorite albums that I recently discovered. Michelle's Heatwave. I told you about this like so many times. I'm like, bro, you're gonna love it. And you didn't even check it out. And then I made you check it out.
Okay, that's not fully true. I had downloaded it. I just never listened to it.
I did the same thing for the J. Cole album. I had downloaded it. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually. And you're like, hey, listen to it. I'm like, I guess it's my eventually now. But yeah. And for the 2 EPs, I had him do the Moors EP, Lakeith Stanfield's band, which I told you about a year ago, and
I know.
you still didn't
Again,
do it.
well, that's not one I downloaded, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And then I made him do EP by Childish Gambino because every time I bring up Camp, he's like, I don't like that album that much. I'm like, I get it, it's not good.
Oh,
but like,
I didn't say I don't love it.
I think you didn't like it that much.
I mean, I still prefer like 3005, but
everyone prefers 3005.
I still think Camp has a lot of him opening up. Okay,
Dude,
anyways.
Heartbeat, Firefly, Outside.
I know. I didn't say there weren't great. I didn't say there weren't great songs. Anyways, good.
Bonfire.
Continue.
All right, so and yeah, that's the one I chose, and now I want to hear your thoughts. We're going in order. We're going Michelle. We're going Michelle.
Yeah, let me
first.
start with Heatwave because I just want to say this album flows very well.
I love it.
I'm going to talk about like I'm talking about a movie. The pacing of this album, if you are outside on a summer day, you are going to have a fun time.
This is very much a summer album. I was even listening to it on the way here. I'm like, yeah, this feels appropriate.
Just everything about the production of this, backing her vocals, is amazing. Like, dude, it is a breeze to listen to. I mean, there is that one song.
Yeah, it's
that is kind of abrupt, but I'm not gonna be mean. It's actually pretty good still. It's just kind of like shocking when I'm like, oh,
yeah,
this is
like,
where we're going now.
Because like the first, oh dang, I gotta look at the track list because like I know exactly what you're talking about. The song is Kip. It just slows down.
Oh, it still slaps though.
It's so good, but it kind of kills the pacing a bit.
I'm like, what just happened? I will say it does have that feel though of somebody who is like, this is like one of those albums that I'll say where like, hey, what's something that makes you feel like you're high, but you don't actually have to be high to listen to it?
That's actually really
this album right here.
So fun fact about that. I got the vinyl. There's like a little slip of paper in there. You know, they every artist does that. You know, the little like 12 by 12 in there that pretty much is either artwork, more about the album, production credits, and all that. And that one, they pretty much explained how they were starting up. They weren't even like an official band because like 2 of the members were already in different bands. So whenever they all had free time, they would just collaborate, and some of them weren't even like didn't even live that close. None of them even met up entirely, except for maybe one day. And when they did a live performance, the whole band didn't even show up because one guy had something else going on that day.
What are they, Odd Future?
They kind of are like us. And what's even funnier is that most of the album was written on a lot of sleep deprivation and weed. They even mentioned that there was so much weed involved in making this album.
What's very interesting that I've heard about a lot of artists is some things can happen when you have the least amount of sleep or if you're in a weird state.
Yeah, that is a really good...
Oddly enough, I've experienced that too because I'll literally be like, I'll feel like shit and I just start writing on my phone out of nowhere. And I'm like, where is this coming from?
Bro, you write the next greatest Shakespeare play. Oh my god. But one thing I do find interesting, most of the songs are written within like an hour.
You know, that's not surprising. Some of the best songs have been written
in a short amount of time. I think
it was Willie Nelson who said he wrote songs in his car like in 10-minute intervals, just driving around. He would just be like, all right, do this, do that, do that. He wrote like a whole album in an hour.
I mean, honest to God, I feel like music is, you can take a whole lot of time perfecting a song, but sometimes the best work comes like in the heat of the moment, honestly. And I'm not gonna...
It's actually true. I mean, you know, some of the best written songs were done that way, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, we could have had Happy by frickin'... Who the hell was it? I don't remember his name, but... It was not supposed to be Pharrell. That's kind of the funny thing about that.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh, yeah. No, it was supposed to be... I'm trying to think of what the hell his name was. I don't even... You know what? I don't even remember his name.
Yeah.
I
always find it weird, the Happy music video... like 3 members of Odd Future, it's Earl, Jasper, and Tyler. They're all just
there. That is
there.
a weird detail about that, isn't it?
It is.
It's a very interesting detail because now like Tyler's like, well, no, that's not true because he was friends with all those guys.
Yeah.
Pharrell was friends with them.
Well, that was around
Makes
the Wolf.
sense.
That was around the Wolf era.
Because Tyler and them had done a little work. I think he worked with Earl a little bit on something. I can't remember what it was.
No, I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's one of my
Hashtag
favorite.
get Odd Future back together. Probably will never happen.
That is never gonna happen. But if it does, you bet your ass I am buying tickets.
I bet you that tour is gonna be like 3 out of the 10 members on stage.
It's just
That's it.
It's not even like the more well known ones. It's literally just Tyler, Taco, and then Sid.
Because I literally looked at the pictures from the one time they came to Milwaukee. That was it.
It was
Frank wasn't there. Nobody else was there. That was it.
Oh my
It
God.
wasn't even the full group.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
like, that would be so sad if you paid for Odd Future and not even all the members showed up. That would be so sad.
Frank Ocean has his own thing going.
No. I think Frank Ocean has a beautiful thing going on of he can literally just disappear
for like
years.
And you just pop up with a single and
Isn't
just
that
disappear.
so weird? He disappeared and then he just came on to this like song with Migos and I don't remember his name. What the hell was that DJ?
I know
Calvin Harris. That's
yeah,
what his
Calvin
name was.
Harris. Yeah.
Which song slaps, by the way. If you haven't
Oh
heard
my God, Slide. Oh, I love that
Slide
song.
up with that do. That song has no right being that good. Why is it so good?
It is amazing. I think when I was looking through Frank Ocean's discography on Apple Music, that's his top song, even though it's not his song.
That's because it was like one of those random songs that came out, and then people were like, "Oh, this is actually pretty fun." Wow, how did we segue all the way over from that to that? I don't know.
I do really like this. What was your favorite song off it? I really have to ask you that because like. An album like that.
I don't know, man. I think I like the whole thing in general. I can't really pick one. That's the thing.
I more or less love the whole thing as a whole. But if I were to really choose it, my top 3 are definitely Get Off Your Phone, Mango, and 225. These are some of my favorite songs.
You know what? Now that you're reminding me, Get Off Your Phone is probably my favorite.
It's so catchy. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. The whole band, I love what they do. I love their aesthetic. They have merch. Go check it out. It's really cool looking merch.
Ooh, okay.
And they are gonna have a show in Wisconsin in November, and I really need an excuse to go.
See, now he's trying to bully me to go, and I'm probably gonna go now.
Because you're trying to bully me into going to Pitchfork Fest, and that's.
Hey, I already bought a ticket for me, so.
I might buy my ticket soon.
Yeah, you need to get the 3. You need to do the payment plan like I'm doing, man. Come on.
I probably should, but whatever. I really like the whole album. I also love the singles they've been doing.
Yeah, I would definitely give this album a 9 out of 10. The only reason I would give this album a 9 is because of that weird segue.
It is kind of
abrupt. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but it does make sense in the flow of it. But
if it was mixed a little bit better and like made more sense to me, I would give the album a 10 out of 10. Like I would absolutely give it a 10 out of 10.
They're still kind of underground. They are signed to a label, but I think their best song right now is the song called Sunrise. Oh my God, so catchy. It's at 5 million streams right now. So not.
Oh, that's right. You guys on Spotify can actually see that. Title hides that.
No, I don't have Spotify either. It's just
Oh, you got Apple Music.
Yeah,
do they really actually show that or not?
No, they don't. This is what they put out every now and again.
Oh, of course they do. Spotify's like, we don't pay our artists, but we're gonna show you the streams though.
Yeah. I would seriously check them out if I were to really objectively give you my favorite songs that they've ever put out. Sunrise, that one mentioned, Unbound, and the ones that I just mentioned. FYO is one they just put out a couple months ago.
Okay.
It's really good. It's more lo-fi, but it still has the same energy as their.
That's a very interesting segue to our next album.
Oh my God. So what? Moors is this one?
Yeah, Moors. I really want to talk about this one.
The Moors EP. So a year ago, when I was on the Atlanta Keith Stanfield binge, I don't know why I thought Keith Haring for a quick second, but whatever.
Keith David's new album.
Pete Davidson. I was on this binge and I'm like, oh yeah, did you know Keith Stanfield has a band? I'm like, oh? Yeah. It's called Moors. You should check it out. Okay, I will. Check it out.
Of course I didn't I?
I couldn't do it. And then I made you check it out anyway, and you're like, wow, okay, this is pretty cool.
No, I mean, I'm really disappointed in myself.
Oh?
Yes, America, I'm disappointed in myself. No, this thing, front to back, even the remixes in general, this thing was amazing. I loved how he just went bar for bar. I love the instrumentals, by the way. I'm blanking on the guy's name because he is credited on Bandcamp. I really am disappointed that I can't credit this guy, but go check them out on Bandcamp if you want to check out the credits. This thing was very interesting. So Lakeith Stanfield is very honest throughout this whole EP. It's very open. It's very out there, a lot of the lyrics. I think his flow is amazing. Gas is probably my favorite song. I love that, and I love the remix.
Gas and Asphyxiated are one of the best songs off that whole thing, especially Asphyxiated. That one blew up, from what I heard. The thing is, it didn't blow up enough for us to know about it up until recently. So, I mean, it's a good song. It's Lakeith Stanfield, and Lakeith Stanfield is pretty much doing... Yeah, this was like a weird...
This was right when he'd done Atlanta, I think, but right before he did Straight Outta Compton. Right. He was announced that he was going to be Snoop Dogg. Right then.
Which I guess makes more sense now that you've listened to the album, why he was kind of cast as Snoop Dogg. Because he kind of has that... He has a good sense of flow. I think so.
No, I think he's a good musician here. My problem with... Okay, I'm going to have controversial opinions about this.
He doesn't like Lakeith Stanfield's performance as Snoop Dogg.
I have since... Okay, so Anthony Mackie said something very interesting in an interview recently, how when he played Tupac in the Notorious B.I.G. biopic, he said, okay, you should objectively look, did I give a good performance as this person, performing as them and not doing an impression? And I guess maybe when I had initially watched the movie, I was expecting him to do a Snoop Dogg impression, and I think now in hindsight, when I think about it, Lakeith Stanfield was doing a good job trying to do his best interpretation of Snoop Dogg. Was it what I exactly wanted? No. Did he do a good job? Yes. Could I have picked somebody else that I wanted to play him? Sure. They did the best job they could. It's not the Snoop Dogg biopic. It's the NWA biopic. So of course he's not going to be the main role. They picked perfect people to play the NWA members. That's a small part of the movie in the third act.
Yeah, he's there for like, what, a minute max?
And that's not exactly how it happened either. They try and like play it off like
he
just came to Dre's house one day and he's like, 1, 2, 3. That's not how that happened in real life.
He's like, the iconic Snoop OGG
Well,
song.
I mean, I picked the movie apart when you and me were watching it because, like, it's a good movie, but, like, things did not happen the way that they happened in the movie in real life.
I'm out here trying to have fun. Oh, this didn't happen in real life. I'm like,
I should be quiet. I think we should just watch it next time, like, without me interrupting, because, like, it's a good movie. It's just not everything's 100% like factual.
Yeah, and I mean, I could probably figure that out, but I can tell, where moments were dramatized.
I mean, I'll tell you this, the way they portrayed Jerry Heller in that movie is completely 100% true, even though at the time he was alive and said the movie was not true. A lot of people were confirming all the things he did were true, which is odd about that movie. Here's an odd fact about that, because the movie doesn't, at first, the movie is like, okay, he helped them get to where they needed to get to. He protected them from the cops. He wasn't a terrible person. But then he screwed over the members when they wanted to get paid. That's where he was a bad person. And the movie tells you that right away. Oddly enough, they accuse Ice Cube of being anti-Semitic, but he clarified that he's anti-Jerry Heller, which I've heard Ice Cube is anti-Semitic now. I don't know enough facts to get into that, so apologies on that. Wow, how did we get from Morse to that?
It's because he played Snoop Dogg. Lakeith Stanfield played Snoop Dogg, yeah.
But as far as this EP, first of all, I want to say the remixes.
The remixes are really good.
The first lo-fi type remix is like, ooh, that's kind of a vibe right there. And then the second remix is like, ooh. But yeah, I mean, this thing is clocks in at 19 minutes.
And it has like, what, 2 remixes? So it's not really going to waste your time. It's a good album.
It definitely is not. I wouldn't say it's a waste of time at all. It's fun. It's really good. I mean, I guess you could call it lyrical hip hop. for sure.
Yeah.
To some extent.
It is deep. It's Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield is kind of the jack of all trades, both in.
But it's not like MF Doom lyrical where it's like every word's a rhyme, but like, he's talking about some deep subjects that, might offend some people or whatever, yada, 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 because he says some things that are like, oh, wow, shit, you're going there, man.
Oh, yeah. He also has another song that I really liked called Mango, and it's more
recommended it to me. It was
it's
pretty
more
good.
it's more hip hop based too. That one's and it's also, patented Lakeith Stanfield deep lyrics.
Deep lyrics.
The
whole thing was pretty good.
You were like when I showed you, oh, here's the ones I want you to listen. Here's the album art, and you're like, whoa, I'm digging that. I'm like, see, I've hooked you in already.
I already dug the album artwork because I was like, what's that?
You're like, bro,
what's that?
What?
Compared to the Childish Gambino, like,
it's just leaves.
Oh,
Leaves.
All right.
Look, it kind of it matches the aesthetic of camp. Yeah, we're going in the EP.
Hold on.
Not yet.
My rating for Moors is a 10 out of 10. There's not a bad song in this record.
Ooh.
10 out of 10. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Now let's go to an album that I won't be exactly praising, or it's an EP, sorry.
Yeah, I asked him to check out EP solely because every time I like to bring up camp, he's like, it's not that good. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. I'm like, bro.
Okay, explain to me, do you love this or do you like this EP?
Okay.
What's your feelings on this?
In the terms of what Childish Gambino has done, you got to think about everything too. I'm just a rapper. I'm just a rapper too. Sick Boy, Cul-de-sac, Royalty. This is kind of his beginning into more mainstream, in a sense.
Yeah, I would say definitely around that time. It's definitely mainstream.
Because it came out before Camp did, and Camp was his break into music, more or less. Especially since he met Ludwig Grossman when he was working on Community, and that those two linking up.
Community, a show I haven't watched.
I keep asking you to watch it.
I will start it at some point. I'll push myself to do it.
Don't push yourself to do it. Enjoy it. Just don't do that because you're gonna. If you end up hating it, you're gonna be like, bro, I forced myself to watch this.
I might not hate it.
You're not gonna hate it. You're definitely not gonna hate it. Dan Harmon.
No. It's all about. Well, I mean, I know Dan Harmon's considered controversial now. I mean, he's not perfect. I mean, I know he had this weird controversy, and I listened to the podcast where he apologized, and I feel like he was legit sorry when I listened to the apology. Mm-hmm. So I'm willing to give the show a chance. I mean, whether or not, I'm probably just gonna watch it on Amazon Prime since all the episodes are there.
Yeah,
just sitting there.
Screw you, Hulu and Netflix, for removing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We get it. A Chinese man did blackface, but it works in the episode.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do that, it's kind of just hypocritical to delete some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah, because there's like a large amount of stereotypes.
I mean, Idris Elba's already talked about this, how you can remove that, but that's not solving the problem. So
it already got filmed.
Yeah,
it's not like it's gonna do anything.
That's like Disney Song of the South? Nah, fam.
It's like the videos of people throwing away their Nike socks when Lil Nas X said those Satan shoes. Hey Nike, want to do Satan shoes?
Oh yeah,
bro, you already bought the socks.
I mean, that's like people when they were burning their Nike shoes when Colin Kaepernick took a knee. It's like,
bro, you already bought them.
Bro, you're already just proving a point that. Okay.
It's like that scene. It's like that scene in Straight Outta Compton. You remember that? They're like destroying all the CDs and the vinyls. Like,
yeah, well,
and they're like, bro, what are they doing? They already paid for it, and they're like, and they just don't stop laughing about it.
It's very interesting because that was in the '80s when they would. I mean, that was real. People would like burn it, and they would be like, "Screw NWA." Well, the thing about that is if you have a political message that is open and honest, and you're like serious about it, like fuck the police, you're offending people. And I mean, is it really that far-fetched that the police are corrupt? Apparently back then people thought that you had to support them, and like it really hasn't changed, has it? They even proved the point with like the whole like the '90s thing.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, I think that movie made a conversation happen though, where like people were like, yeah, I think.
I mean,
Fuck the
yeah.
police. People started realizing, oh shit. That was about 2016 when that came out.
Oh God,
About that time frame.
I always think about the scene in Us when that song, when "Fuck the Police" comes on. It's so funny. I am so sorry. He's like, Alexa, call the police. Playing "Fuck the Police" by NWA, and then they get fucking killed. I'm sorry. So
I just
funny.
want to say this on record for anybody that says Jordan Peele is racist for his white people comment, because people were trying to say, oh, well, he killed all the white people in that movie. And then he was like, oh, I don't want a white person starring in my movie because I've seen that movie. Dude, if the dude was racist, he wouldn't have married a white woman. I'm just saying.
Bro, I can't be racist. My wife's white. It gives off.
I had to defend him for months. I had arguments with my friends about this. They were like, oh, fuck Jordan Peele. He's a racist. He hates white people.
Bruh.
No, he doesn't.
He's just trying to give that lady some seasoning.
Okay. Let's get back to the Childish Gambino.
I don't
know how we segued into this.
It's because we talked about Lakeith Stanfield, and he was in an NWA movie.
Okay.
No, yeah, I don't know, it was something weird, but yeah, I leaning on liking this. I don't love it, obviously. It's not his best.
That's where I'm at, I think.
It's because I kind of unintentionally hyped it up. I'm like, bro, I really like it. The thing is, there's something between saying there's a difference between I really like it.
To be fair, the first time I tried to listen to this, I wasn't in the best mood.
Yeah.
So when I did listen to it the second time, and I was like, okay, I like it. I think the major problem is a lot of the punchlines are a little outdated. That's the problem.
There's so much outdated music, especially in 2011 and 2012.
I'll give him credit for the singing is really good, and this is a good, template for what he did later in his career, where he did a lot of the production himself and all that. That's nice with the singing and all that.
Yeah.
I still think there is some great spots in this album in the second half, or EP. I don't know why I'm saying album. I mean, it does have an album quality to it.
Freaks and Geeks has no right. Freaks and Geeks is such a.
That's a weird reference that I had to get on the second time. I was like, oh yeah, Freaks and Geeks did get canceled. Now I get the reference. Okay.
Yeah, because that's one of my favorite songs he's ever done. It's not top 10, but it's up there. It's up there. But I think the punchlines work and the flow works really well. I think that one might have been his first official music video. I'm not too sure.
I'm a little
fuzzy
on those details.
Everyone remembers the red hoodie with the white t-shirt. I mean, I don't know about you, but I do.
No, I mean, I'm sure I would if I saw it.
Yeah, and because like I've mentioned, it's a good template for what will eventually become Childish Gambino, because there's elements that are from that EP that appear on Camp, and even on the vinyl for Camp, some of the songs from the EP are on there, like Freaks and Geeks and My Shine.
There are definitely songs on here that fit the Camp vibe, where I'm like, okay, this is less punchliney, and this is more, straight up just a song. Instead of like
punchline rap.
And to be fair, at least 8 out of the 10 times the punchlines do work. Sometimes I'm kind of like,
well, because Childish Gambino was still trying to figure out how he was gonna do the whole music thing, because he had done music as a kid for sure. He's done music for a while. He was still trying to figure it out because he was balancing not only being in Community and working on that. He was also dealing with depression. Didn't he deal with depression later on?
It's a little fuzzy in the details about that.
Yeah, because I remember.
I don't think he told anybody. I think he definitely still had it around 3005 to the era of
Awaken My Love.
Yeah, around that time. I remember reading a Reddit post where some girl said her friend was flirting with him and he just didn't want to have it. Yeah, I think it was around that time because he was single for a while and then he ended up getting married. Yeah, somewhere around there.
He's not. I don't think he's married, from what I understand.
Or no, he's like in some relationship or something.
He just has a girlfriend because he's mentioned that he doesn't like the idea of marriage.
Something like that.
Which, I mean, I'm not gonna hate on him for it. He can do what he wants.
Altogether, I don't think this EP is terrible. There's a little bit of replay value. Am I gonna go back to this as much as like 2005? No. Not really.
I can't hate on you for liking Because the Internet so much, because that's my favorite album. of just in general. I love.
I mean,
Because of
I
Internet.
granted I'm very biased. I like his singing vocals, so yeah, I would probably go to that
I think that's
first.
why I love Redbone. I love when he can rap really well. Like Sweatpants is a good example of him doing like some solid rapping. I really love that song. Every time he picks up the speed in like the second half of the song, I just like, bro, dude, man, I wish we had a little more of this. But I love Childish Gambino. I don't love the EP,
Ah, screw Childish Gambino. Fuck him. I'm kidding.
bro. Anyway, I really like the EP. I don't. It's not gonna be in terms of my ranking of Childish Gambino projects. It's definitely not up with because the internet or awaken my love, but it's a good stepping stone. And if you really are a Childish Gambino fan trying to get into his older stuff, that's not a bad place to start. Like you mentioned, some stuff is a little outdated. I mean, but there was a lot of weird outdated stuff back then, but that doesn't
I mean,
excuse it.
all this aside, I would still give it like an 8 out of 10.
It's still pretty good.
It's not terrible.
It doesn't waste your time. It's like 5 songs.
It's pretty short. I mean, it's not like it drags on or anything. All the like he like busts out the punchlines like
Not
karate chops. He's like really quick with it.
Oh yeah.
So it's like by the time you already have time to think about it, he's already moved on to another line. So yeah. Moving on.
Now it's my turn.
No, now it's my turn.
Now it's your turn.
So I want
And
to
now it's my
start.
turn for me to talk.
I want to start with this fabulous little EP right here, which I have on vinyl here. It's Beach Bunny's Prom Queen. Ooh. It does actually include sports as well, but we're not going to talk about that today.
I don't think was sports on it when I listened to it. I think it was.
Was it?
I'm not too sure.
Yes, sports was on there.
No, I mean when I listened to it.
Is it actually on there?
Nope, it's not on there. It
No.
just cuts off at adulting.
Yeah, sports was just included in the vinyl, I believe. This little vinyl release does also come with a drawable insert.
Wait, what? You can draw on that?
Yeah.
It's blank. Hold on, I gotta make sure. You're not lying. Whoa. Okay, yeah, you can just color it in. All right, cool.
No, I'm struggling. See, you can tell I haven't opened this in a while. I'm trying to put it back in.
I hate when that happens, but I really liked it. Like you've mentioned, like we had a discussion off camera. You pretty much told me it was Paramore, but for our generation. I mean, yeah, I think our generation still listens to Paramore. I love Paramore.
Yes.
But I think this is a really, really solid EP. If I were to really give it a score, it'd be a 9 out of 10. The sole reason is there's other EPs that more or less tell kind of a similar story, but the way they do it is really nice. It's like a combination of, oh, cool, we're having fun in the summer. Oh, wait, this is our last summer as, spending time as children, being young and having a blast, getting our hearts broken. And then we have to move on to adulting. It's a really interesting concept.
I think what's very interesting about this album is the lead singer is very honest about like life too, about beauty standards, not being good enough to be prom queen, weight. All of the topics are very deep for an album like this.
I know it's interesting because there's probably a lot of people who there's so many subject matters that you can go into. And I really love what they do with this. I love the aesthetic.
And I mean, it just rocks too.
Oh, it's so good.
Too.
I love alternative music. I've had such a soft spot for alternative.
Also, they're from Chicago, by the way.
Oh, even better, bro. I really like it. I even thought the aesthetic was cute for the album cover. I really like it. Honest to God, I probably will listen to it again. It's definitely something you don't want to listen to if you're dealing with a lot.
I will say, in some merits, if you're dealing with that kind of stuff, might not want to listen to it. On the other hand, if you're going through that, you might relate to these subject matters and might not feel like you're alone as well. That's how I kind of felt listening to this EP for sure. I mean, it's just a well done EP. I mean, her voice is amazing, by the way.
Oh yeah,
it's really good.
So good. I love the aesthetic. There's just so much. There's a nice little like high school aspect about it too, that I think is wonderful because there's like a certain genre of music that not genre but like subject of music that isn't really talked about that often. High school going into adulthood and having to deal with, oh, I was cool in high school, but you're not gonna be as cool as you were when you're an adult. It's interesting. That's what I got from it, at least.
I mean, I think that's what they were discussing for sure.
Because, like, yeah, it's interesting to think about because, there's so many people who think, oh, dude, I'm gonna rock the world. But, after a while, you gotta realize you gotta grow up. You're not in high school anymore. You gotta learn that, you gotta deal with, adult nonsense. Having to pay taxes for whatever reason. I thought that's why we left the British. But no, we gotta do it again. All right, we gotta leave America. We gotta form our own nation now.
This is America.
Oh my god, I love that song. But yeah, I really like it. I probably will give it another listen, solely because it's just a nice little aesthetic.
I mean, yeah, it's just 15 minutes. I mean, obviously with
15
the
minutes
added song,
without
it's a little bit longer on the vinyl, but on streaming, it's 15 minutes. It's just an album that rocks, and I mean, I would check out their other stuff too. They got another album. They got an EP. I mean, they also have a live album on streaming.
This was my introduction into Beach Bunny, and honest to God, I really like it.
Bunny. Yeah, it's just so weird the way I found them because I was listening to the Rolling Stones' best albums of 2020, and they just happened to be on there, and that's how I even found out about them. And then I was like, oh.
I mean, Rolling Stones has always been giving great suggestions for music.
Oddly enough, yeah. I mean, there were a couple duds in the list. Like,
I mean, but keep in mind, objectively, everyone's tastes are different. Not everyone's gonna like everything.
Trying to think of what it was. But yeah, the Bob Dylan album that they had recommended, I didn't really care too much for a while. I was like, okay, this is kind of the same thing over and over again. It was like, oh, this is cool. Not anymore. It's not cool anymore.
And this is like my reintroduction into alternative music.
It's definitely, I would say, indie.
More indie rock.
Generation.
But it is listed as alternative when I went to look at it.
I'm calling this right now. This band is gonna blow up this year because they're getting a lot of TV performances lately. They're gonna blow up.
Jack Harlow. I think of the live performance of Jack Harlow you showed me. I really like that performance.
Yeah, no, he's been blowing up because of that. The cool thing about Jack Harlow is he's never really changed. You can like watch the old interviews from. I mean, the only thing that's really changed is now he's like, he used to say, oh, I would never drink alcohol. Now he's like, well, I drink a little bit.
I think of the Hot Ones. I think of the Hot Ones interview he just did with.
Oh my god, the video is ridiculous. Jesus.
But I will never forget.
He touched his eyes and he was like, "Oh, don't do that." Oh no, you should have told me that before.
I will always remember the Shaq one. That one's my favorite.
The Shaq.
He brought his own milk. Isn't he lactose intolerant, Shaq?
I think he brought like his own kind of milk.
Yeah, he did bring his own jug.
I know because I know Vince Staples brought his own ranch. But they told him specifically you have to cover it if you don't have approval. You have to do that. If it's on video, you have to cover the label.
Oh,
because you can get in trouble for that. So
copyright law, whatever.
Yeah, copyrights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But I would give this album.
It's a 9 out of 10 for me. I like it.
9.9 out of 10 for sure. It's a solid little album. I'm my brother's keeper, and I feel like that.
Okay. Yeah. That I forgot the name of that EP, but I know Gucci Pico.
Yeah. Well, yeah, My Brother's Keeper. Long Live G by DaBaby.
I was surprised at how amazing that actually was.
I told you so.
You did tell me so. But yeah, everyone accused him of killing his brother, and he's like, bro, here's a whole EP on why that's stupid. I love this man.
He literally, nobody asked him to do that. He just did it himself. Nobody asked him. He dropped it out of nowhere. Dropped a music video.
He's like, here's an EP on why you're all wrong and what I'm dealing with now because my fucking brother is dead.
I just want to say, Gucci Peacoat.
Such a good song.
Is one of the most lyrical songs he's ever done. It's literally just him explaining why he loved his brother, him feeling grief, his whole family feeling grief, and trying to explain that he didn't know 100% everything that was going on and was trying to actually physically help people go out and vote. Fuck Donald Trump, by the way. Vote, vote, and couldn't help his brother because he was trying to get people to vote. It's a sad story.
It is so heartbreaking. But it flows.
You can
so
tell
well.
he's serious too when you listen to it.
Oh yeah,
he's dead serious.
It flows very well. I really didn't have a bad time listening to this. The subject matter is very depressing.
Oh yeah, it's dark.
Yeah,
sure.
he's dealing with the death of his brother, and everyone's like, "Oh, bro, it was you," but it wasn't him.
I mean, it literally starts with him singing.
Oh yeah,
singing, and it's not bad actually. It's really good singing.
Oh my god, it's so good. I am so angry that I did not listen to it sooner. I wish I gave it a re-listen so I could.
And now the tables have turned to people.
Yeah, and I wish I gave it another re-listen before I came here because I really did end up liking it. I really liked a lot of the features on it.
And even like the songs that aren't specifically about his brother, they're actually pretty good too.
Oh yeah,
those songs are pretty good too. It's like, oh, so you get a little bit of variety. You know, you got songs with Polo G, Tusi, you know, some pretty good songs. But even the ones that aren't directly about his brother too, he does actually, you know, like he like addresses mental health, like, oh, I'm gonna address it the G way, you know, stuff like that. I really appreciate how honest he is throughout this whole EP about, you know,
because I think the baby
mental health and shit.
The baby has been seen more of like has been in the eye recently, more of a meme.
I want to say that, but he's done this before. Because on Kirk, he like started off with intro about, you know, being on top of the world, having the #1 song, #1 album. But you know, your boy's sad. His dad died.
Yeah.
Like he actually addressed it. He was like, shit, I miss my dad. Like, you know, having money and fame doesn't mean anything to me. Like now that I'm like my dad's gone, it doesn't mean anything.
His brother died.
And even then, he addresses that here. He's like, yeah, I got millions of dollars. Yeah, I got all this. I got all the things I need in the world, but family's more important.
I can't get my brother back. I have so much money, but that's not gonna bring back my brother.
And I really appreciate how he just doesn't address it for himself. He's not selfish about it. You know, he addresses, you know, the children. He addresses like everybody that's involved in this scenario. He addresses everybody. He makes it like about family in general. I mean, we're talking about family so much, you would think this is Fast and the Furious.
I was about to think of Fast and Furious show. How fucking dare you? Every time I hear the word family for more than 5 seconds, I think of the critical stream.
Somebody had to say it.
I think of the critical stream where he plays the Fast and Furious game. It's like, you know what's better than you know what this game absolutely got nailed on? The family. I'm like, bro, you didn't have to go this far.
That game sucked, by the way.
But dude,
terrible.
But dude. Family. But yeah, it's solid. I would give it a 9 out of 10 as well.
I wish this was on vinyl. I would totally buy this.
It's definitely
really good.
It's a style of music I'm not too familiar with. I mean, it's rap, but more of like a.
Because he does. I appreciate how he shows like, you know, he can sing too.
Oh yeah,
he can. And people don't see that side of him as much.
And that's why I think I loved it a lot more than I was expecting. Because you know, for me, little DaBaby is always like.
You know, he's the convertible guy. People always see him as that. And here he really shows like his emotional side, but he does also give you the nice variety of, you know, hey, I can give you also, you know, the straight rap shit too, with like Polo G and all that.
Oh yeah.
And the Meek Mill feature, by the way.
It's so good.
Really
oh my god, it's really good. I think it's gonna go down as a classic maybe in the next couple years or so.
Yeah, I think people are gonna look at this. I mean, people are already saying like, I was so happy when Rap Critic put in the 2020 list best songs in 2020. When I saw Gucci P Code, I was like, oh, thank God, somebody agrees with me.
And the thing is, Apple Music didn't list this as an EP. It listed it as an album for whatever reason.
That's so funny. Tidal listed this as an EP. That's weird.
I don't know.
It's definitely not an album. It's definitely like an EP length. It's about 20 minutes, about that time. You know, it's very short, but it's well paced and everything.
Oh yeah. It's good. It's solid. I can see myself coming back to this in like a couple years.
Oh, I've been coming back.
Maybe
to it
not even a couple years. I'll probably listen to it again next week.
I think this album though is like perfect at night. It's like ooh.
I think I listened to it at like noon. I listened to it at noon. I'm sorry.
But the thing is, you can listen to it at any time. That's the very interesting part about it is you can listen to it at any time. But for me, it's like at night.
Oh yeah.
It's like with the lights off and everything. Ooh, it's perfect. You know?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'd give this a 9 out of 10. Totally would recommend it.
Oh yeah, I really would. The flow is so nice. The singing, it took me a minute to realize that was him singing.
Oh really? Yeah. No, I knew it right away, and I was like,
It took me a
he's
fat
done
minute.
that before, but he's never like
Keep in
done
mind,
it to that degree.
this is technically my official first listen to a DaBaby album. Because I am of, oh hey, the Convertible song. Haha, let me just put it in my playlist, and every time it comes on the radio, me and my friends are just gonna sing the first half of the song.
I love how I just love it how you were like, oh, DaBaby is just the same flow every song, you know. Oh, he's the Convertible guy. Listens to EP.
Listens to this EP. Bro, damn. Okay, are you okay, man?
I tried to tell you for months. I was like, dude, I'm serious. Like, he's like emotionally opening up on this thing, like a lot.
Oh my god.
Like the whole time.
I don't think I've ever seen. I probably have seen artists a little more vulnerable, but someone like DaBaby, where the more or less public perception of him in the internet culture is.
Well, the perception of him is, oh, his security knocks out people.
No, not that. Is, oh, he's a convertible gentleman. But listening to this, I'm like, dude, are you okay? Do you need a hug?
I think he did.
He needed like more than just one. He needed a big old hug.
Because literally during Gucci P. Coat, he was literally having a conversation with his brother from a voicemail, and it.
Oh my
honestly,
god!
It's perfect the way anybody else could have tried doing this. It would have been cheesy, but the way he did it, I was like, "Jeez, man, this is like depressing how good it is."
Oh yeah.
Like he's literally like saying, "I love you," you know. Because I think his brother had depression problems that we didn't know about, and he didn't, like, he knew that his brother had problems, but he didn't know how serious it was.
Oh yeah. And as someone who has a younger brother, you know, something like that is, honest to God, terrifying. And, you know, he deals with it really well. I mean,
I'm a little offended that anybody would try and claim that he killed his brother. I'm like,
bro,
fuck you guys. It's not what happened at all. Period.
Yeah,
the fact that he has to defend himself is a joke. That's ridiculous.
It really is. But hey, we got a good album. We got a good EP.
Hey, yeah, I mean it's a solid EP. You know, I'd recommend it to anybody to listen to.
If you really want to get into DaBaby, that's honestly got a good way to start.
It's a good place to start. I mean,
granted, you can start with the Convertible song.
Yeah, start with that album too, though. After that's a good place. That album is actually a good place to start, which could be the next album I make you listen to.
Oh, we're doing this again? Because I was gonna do a different spin on this one, but yeah, we can do this again. But yeah, now we're gonna transition into the off season.
Yeah.
This shit can go one of two ways. It can go up or it can go down. I'm sorry. I heard that
off season. So many good songs on this.
I heard that out of context on TikTok. I had no idea that's where it came from, and I listened to it. I'm like, no way. There's no way this is where this came from. I'm sorry. This is my introduction into J. Cole.
This is a very interesting place for you to start because I've been there. Not mixtape era. I didn't listen to all that back in the day. My interesting history with J. Cole was I did start at the first album. I don't think it's a very good album altogether. I think the second half is better than the first half.
I mean, keep in mind Kendrick Lamar's early work. I mean, when he was K-Dot, when he was a teenager, Jesus Christ, Kendrick, I'm glad you're good now. If I were a fan back then, I'd be disappointed. I'm sorry, but yeah, the off season, it's really solid. It's clocking in at like 39 minutes. It's
short. It's very short.
It's not gonna waste your time. It's a good album.
It's definitely short in the sense of short but sweet. Not like short, rushed or anything. It's not rushed at all. The production on this thing, front to back.
Oh yeah.
All the songs are very well produced. There's a heaping amount of features. Even Little John on the intro in the background. Fuck your hood up. Represent your shit, motherfucker.
I didn't know it was it, but
yeah, Lil Jon's just there, and Cam just in the like intro, like, motherfuckers, welcome to J. Cole's new album. He's just like introducing him, not even rapping or anything.
Oh yeah, I love the subject matter. It's a blend of him dealing with the fact, oh, I've had this tough guy persona for so long. But like, dude, I'm just a dad who's just trying to work shit out.
I think it's a very interesting album because it's definitely a much more mainstream attempt. Also, I want to say Little Baby's feature.
Yeah, it was a solid Little Baby feature. I'm not a big Little Baby fan, but I might be after that. I might
I'm just
be.
saying, after the bigger picture, he's been killing features lately.
And
I don't know what's up with
the
that.
subject matter of, dude, I'm not a tough guy. I'm just a family man who's just trying to work hard.
Oh man.
That the what number do my homies call when shots be fired? Dude, that is chilling, dude. I loved it so much.
I just want to say My Life
My life is so
with
good.
Maury, 21 Savage. My life is all I have. My rhymes, my pens, my pad. I done made it out the struggle. Don't judge me.
Oh, it's so
What
good.
you saying now won't budge me.
It's so
Man,
good.
it's so good.
Dude, oh my god, it is so amazing. I can tell this is a mainstream album by a lot of the production, but
it's well produced.
oh, it's so well produced.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I heard the air horn and I'm like, oh, this is corny, but then I realized, oh wait, there's a Brent Faiyaz song I really like that has that air horn too, so I can't hate on him for that.
Well, you see, I think the way that he used it was to like be a cultural thing. I mean, also keep in mind Kendrick Lamar did that on Damn as well.
He did.
Think about that. And that was also a reference to, rap culture as well. It's not like he's using it the whole album, clicking it. There's a reason for it.
It's just one song and it's at the beginning, so I can't really hate it for it.
I think it's kind of cool because it gets you in the mood. It's like, all right, well, we're going to get to some bars now.
Oh, it's really good. The flow is really good. This is, like I mentioned, my introduction into J. Cole. It's the more mainstream hit. It's a
more mainstream effort. I mean,
it's still so
good. At least
good.
the Needle Drop likes it.
Yeah, if the Needle Drop hated it, I would have been like, I don't know if I'm gonna feel this.
No. I mean, if Anthony Fantano didn't like it, I would have just been like, eh.
It's good. It's
okay.
Solid all around. I really like it. I probably will give this another listen. I listened to it like last night, which is probably why I couldn't fall asleep.
Pride is the devil. Got a hold on me. Pride. It's very interesting how they like segue, like, he's just like doing a singing like type rap hook. Pride is the devil. And then he segues into like this triplet flow. And that's how they segue into the Little Baby feature. That was kind of cool, actually. This
whole album is so catchy. It's like, dude, it's like 1 a.m., pitch black in my room. I'm just bobbing my head with my AirPods in.
Oh, it's perfect at night.
It was so
perfect. It's amazing at night. But you can listen to it during the day. It's fine.
I think I started it in the day, and I'm like, I don't know if I feel this. I started it last night.
I think this is the perfect album for if you want to motivate yourself to do something.
Yeah, it very much feels like it feels like a motivation album. It's really good. I do like a lot of the subject matter. Like the line mentioned, dude, that has so much like meaning now. I hope that ages poorly, but with how we've seen things, it is probably just gonna age way too well.
Yeah. Because I think this is an album that people are definitely gonna appreciate later. Because, like, people, like, always go joking, like, oh, J. Cole doesn't like anybody. He doesn't have no friends, except for 21 Savage, apparently. Oh, man, he doesn't do features. And then he just drops this album out of nowhere, and bam. It's, like, stacked with, like, features.
Oh, yeah.
I think Boz is on there, like, 3 times.
Oh, Boz is on there, yeah.
He's on there, like, 3 times. And usually I'm used to hearing him rap. So, like, when I heard him singing in the background, I was like, oh.
It's a solid.
Okay.
It's a solid album. Dare I say a 9.5? Maybe. Yeah. I thought it was a 9.5.
I give it a 9.5. Yeah. I mean, there's like my only criticism of this whole album, not the length. I love the length. It's short but sweet. The second half, some of the songs are a little losing the steam a little, but it's not as bad as like the last album.
It's not dropping off.
It's not like I've lost interest all the way. It's just it kind of like calms down a little. We're relaxing a little. We're just on a ride now. It starts off kind of like motivational and yeah.
The Climb Back. That's the song I was listening to last night. The Climb Back. I really like that song.
And then it was like J. Cole like lost his like alcohol high, and he's like, all right, we're gonna relax now. We're gonna calm down
It's
now.
so good. If you are not listening to J. Cole currently, I would give this one a try.
Please don't dislike the video.
I would honestly, God, if you want an introduction, this is not a bad way to start. This was my introduction. I really liked it, and I'm definitely gonna be checking out 2014 Forest Hill Drive, because I
would say you should check that out because it's a very interesting album. Because that was the one where he did no features, but there's a lot of bops on that album for sure. You know, first things first, Uncle Phil. You know the reason. You know that's a good little song too. Apparently, it's a really good song. You should check out that album. It's a very honest song by him about, you know, I'm not perfect, you know, why do you love me and all this stuff.
Yeah.
J. Cole.
Jermaine
yeah, man,
Cole.
that was the off season. It was this very interesting thing of like,
because he kind of dropped it. He didn't really tease it or anything, from what I heard.
He dropped like a little teaser video to be like, okay, an album's coming out.
Remember when you got me hyped for a Kendrick Lamar album I knew wasn't going to come out like a couple weeks ago? No, a couple months ago?
Hold on a second.
I knew it
I never confirmed that that's what was going to happen.
You said, oh, it might drop. I'm like, bro, I know this is not
might.
drop. I knew it wasn't going to drop, and you still hyped me up.
Might.
You hyped me up.
The song was still good that came out.
Was. Top Dog Entertainment. We love Top Dog Entertainment.
Come on, the song with Duke Deuce was still good. Come on, man. You haven't listened to it, have you?
No.
All right. Is there anything in the world that you can think that we should talk about before we get out of here for the people?
No planet, no party. I got a new shirt.
Bitch.
I got a new
Save
shirt.
the planet.
I got a new shirt, and I really like this new shirt. No planet, no party. All right.
There is one thing I want to talk about. I think it's an interesting subject that I want to talk about. So the FDA approved an Alzheimer's drug. That's interesting.
Alzheimer's?
How does that work?
Yeah.
I think it's an injection or something, from what I
Ooh.
read. Oddly enough, I think there's also an obesity drug that just got approved. That's interesting.
Now, what does that one do?
I don't know. I'm intrigued by these like drugs that came out of nowhere that they kind of just hid under the rug. They were
the thing is, like, medicine is always so interesting because medicine it takes a lot longer than you might actually think to come out. Because, like, some drugs can stay in limbo for 10 years and then finally drop after, like, you know, so much FDA approval because they have to test it and make sure, you know, it doesn't turn you into, I don't know.
I know, that's why everybody's all like upset about the COVID vaccine. I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to turn into an alligator. That's a real thing that the Brazilian governor said, by the way.
Screw you. You're going to Brazil where they have the alligator vaccine.
Literally, apparently, Pfizer tried to email Brazil, and they did not get anything back.
Oh, God.
And they could have already had the vaccine by now.
Bro, I saw this TikTok. It's like, bro, the last remaining patriots who don't have any fucking vaccines, and they're all doing the fucking Hunger Games, like three fucking finger thing. I'm like, bro, oh my God, you're not cool. We get it. You washed your hands, you rinsed your hands first, then you do the soap. We get it, okay? We get it. You don't.
Hunger Games are cool movies, but no.
We get it. You don't like seasoning your chicken, okay? You don't have to show us that.
See, now I'm kind of sad and happy because now I'm just thinking about that SNL skit with Chadwick Boseman where he's like, "There's no seasoning on that."
Oh my God! I think of the one he did with where he's T'Challa. He's like, okay, your neighbor it was like a salad.
The Jeopardy one.
Yeah, the Jeopardy one was like salad. She's gonna put something not necessary in it, like raisins.
But now I'm kind of sad because I'm like, oh,
I miss that man. No.
He probably had cancer while he was doing that. Now I just get sad thinking about that.
Dude, he was a baller while he still had cancer.
Honestly, I mean, keep in mind he didn't even know until like I think it was around the time he was filming Jackie Robinson, but he didn't publicly tell anybody.
Oh dang. Yeah.
Because remember people were clowning him for that Instagram thing.
What was it? No, I didn't know.
Oh, you don't remember? This was a big deal. Like
I didn't know that period.
Like he was like looking very thin, like on Instagram Live, and people were like roasting him, claiming he was on drugs.
Oh.
And then those same people kind of had to feel bad because he had cancer and didn't tell anybody.
There's people who don't want to talk about cancer, which is understandable. Which is understandable, because if you ever experienced having to deal with someone who has, I wouldn't say deal. That's the wrong word. If you ever had to live with the fact that you know someone who's dying of cancer or has cancer just in general, you really have to just accept it because cancer is a bitch. We're living longer, and stuff like that's gonna happen, and
unfortunately, there is no like 100% cure for it
Nope.
because yeah, they can take it out, but like
it's not gonna. I mean,
there's a chance it's gonna come back. I mean, look at Hugh Jackman. He's had skin cancer. God forbid, how knows how many times he's had it.
hmm I mean,
wear sunscreen, okay?
Bro, I got melanin. I'm good.
I'm just saying, you can still get it.
Yeah, I could.
I'm just saying.
I could get skin cancer.
Don't act like you're like completely oblivious to skin cancer. Like, oh, bro, I'm good. Okay, but you can still get it.
Bro, blank Google Doc. I got tint. I got some tint, light tint.
Just come on, man. It's 90 degree weather. You got.
Oh my
you
god.
Put a little bit on, man.
It sucks living out here. Oh my god.
Illinois. Like, oof.
Illinois summers are harsh, but like it's the humidity.
You smell fresh as a daisy when you wear that natural sunscreen.
Sir, I need to get some good sunscreen. Like actually. All right. So now that we've finished our 2 EPs and an album, I kind of want to switch this one up. I want to do a suggestion. We should do one album and maybe 4 or 5 singles.
Ooh, one album and 4 or 5 singles.
Maybe a little more than just, I don't know, it depends. But yeah, a couple singles.
There's so many songs I'm gonna like.
I know.
Think in my head now.
I gotta think now too. But yeah, I feel like we should totally do something like that. One album, couple singles.
Okay. Well, look for that next week, people.
For sure. I'm totally gonna give you something weird. I'm probably
That's
not.
fine. I'm probably gonna do like one super mainstream song that you probably don't know, and then like a bunch of songs that you probably don't know.
Everything I'm not gonna know. Imagine I know everything.
You know everything. He knows everything.
Knowledge is obtained. I guess I'm on that MODOK nonsense. My brain's a computer.
Is there anywhere that people can find you, Alvaro?
Not yet. I'm working on that right now.
All right. Well, come and find me at this location. Dox me right now. No, don't dox me. I'm just joking.
Come find me in this location that is in Portland, Oregon, and not my current location, which is in Illinois somewhere.
Yes, and you can find me, Andrew Stedl. Obviously, you're already here.
Are you though?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you there though?
Gosh, I'm trying to do my bumper, man. Come on, man.
Are you here?
Come on. I'm trying to do my bumper over here.
I haven't been here for the last couple episodes. I am making up for lost time.
Okay, let me redo the. God damn it! Let me redo the bumper. All right. Andrew Stedl. You can find me here on YouTube, Facebook, Steady Medley on Facebook as well, and that's all, folks.
Yeah, y'all stay safe. Wear your seatbelts. Wear sunscreen for your pussy.
Hey man, listen.
I'm just kidding.
You want to protect your skin from redness. Come on, man. Anybody can get it.
Fine.
Let's be fair.
Fine. Wear sunscreen, I guess.
Wear sunglasses. Protect your damn eyes.
Yeah,
okay?
that one I actually do support.
See, he agrees with me on something.
It's called Your Eyes Are Gonna Hate You. $600. I hate wearing glasses. I have to see. I have to pay to see. Dude, literally.
I have to pay to see.
That was a paycheck.
Watch as a movie. I have to pay to see.
Dude, this was a paycheck. This shouldn't be okay.
$600. Yeah. Welcome to the world, the industry of glasses that are overpriced.
Anyway, protect your eyes. You don't want to be like me and spend an entire paycheck on glasses.
All right. Well, now we're really gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
That's all, folks. See you later.
See ya. Have fun. Enjoy summer.